Morning Buzz.
You know, fancy. We got a pre-roll and all this kind of stuff. It's crazy.
Careful when you use the word pre-roll.
Yeah.
It's got a whole new meaning now.
Oh, does it really?
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know what that means.
Well, it was yesterday.
What?
420. You don't know what a pre-roll is?
Pre-roll is when you go into the weed store and it's already pre-rolled.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, it's like a Lucy, I guess.
You should know I didn't know that. I would not know that.
But, I mean, I
Pre-roll?
feel like you're becoming so hip and you say you go and visit these places. You don't know what a pre-roll is?
Laura, I use words like pot and dope. I highly doubt I'm getting hip at all. Okay?
I think you're getting better.
No,
Yeah.
I'm definitely better. I mean, come on. I'm just joking. But anyway, yeah, pre-roll. Also, B-roll. Which is B-roll is added footage, video footage. That's what that is.
D-roll.
Clam roll. I gotta be honest with you. Clam roll.
Clam roll.
No, I'm out.
No?
I love seafood. I'm out on the clam roll.
Because just give me fried clams.
Why would you want to take fried seafood like fried clam and put it in a hot dog bun?
Yeah.
I don't mind the clam roll, but I'd rather have the clams by themselves.
Me too. Clam roll, I'll eat it, but just give me the clams.
Well,
Maybe
why
you
are
should
you
go
doing
make
that with a
trip.
lobster roll then?
Because it's not fried. It doesn't have the breaded, you know what I mean? And I want my lobster roll, I want it cold, and I want it with mustard. I want it with mustard. I mean, I'm sorry, mayonnaise. Mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise.
One of the only things I have mayonnaise on.
You from New England.
Okay, no.
What the hell is he talking
I like
about?
mayo goes on two things and two things only: a BLT and a lobster roll. Everything else you can keep your mayo.
Oh,
Not a mayo guy.
I love mayo.
I can't have anything without mayo on it.
Yummy.
Scotty,
And it has to be Hellman's because that other Miracle Whip.
No. You know what I
Cane's
found
is
the other
good.
day? Cane's is good.
Yeah. Nope.
Have you tried the Dukes? Got a little kick to it?
Haven't tried, but have you tried the, was it?
Mike's, what's the new one they're marketing now?
No, there's a Japanese mayonnaise Kapawi.
Akaka? That does not sound good. I don't like akaka. I don't like it. I don't know what it is. Scott, are you a lobster roll guy at all?
Here and there.
You've never talked about having it?
No.
Okay. So would you eat a lobster regular? Okay.
Kupai?
Kupai.
Kupai mayonnaise.
What's going on with the Kupai mayonnaise?
It seems good. It not only uses egg yolks, it uses egg yolks, not whole eggs. So it gives it a richer umami flavor.
Well, I will tell you.
I tried it this week.
I want to get into the menus and stuff like that, but obviously we've got our guest coming up here on the Buzz 24/7. So we kind of come on and we say hi. Jimmy's going to hang out for the Buzz 24/7. We're going to be joined by our special guest from Extreme and the Dark Desert Eagles, our friend Pat Badger, who just, I think, less than a week ago was standing on a stage in front of a massive crowd opening for Guns N' Roses. And I don't know where it was. I think it was in Europe someplace or Brazil. I'm not sure. But I want to talk to Pat about, Extreme. They got their last album, 6, was phenomenal. Yep. Like, talk about a band that was huge in the 90s, putting out an album that had one foot in the 90s and another foot solidly in today's music scene. It is a phenomenal rock album, and they say that they're playing better and having a better time than ever. So I'm excited for the band. Saw them on the last tour. They ripped it up.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so anyway, looking forward to talking to Pat Badger coming up in just a little bit.
About mayonnaise.
About mayonnaise and lobster rolls.
Kupai mayonnaise.
He's a farmer. He's big on animals and things like that. Alpacas and horses. He's donkey.
Used to have alpacas. Doesn't have them anymore.
I think he's got a donkey. As
We
well,
did go to Donkey, yeah.
Yeah, kind of crazy.
All
so
right.
we are going to do that, my friends, in a matter of I'd say within an hour. You're going to be able to go over to the morningbuzz.com and you'll be able to click on or go to Morning Buzz NHTV on YouTube and you'll be able to watch us with our interview with Pat Badger, which is coming up in just a little bit. So thanks for hanging. Switch on over and we'll see you there.
All right, Buzz trivia time. Easy one for you. What is Roadkill's middle name? Is it A, Thomas, B, Patrick, or C, Stephen?
Thank you to all the listeners who already bought one of these amazing handful sports bras Laura found. This is the bra you'll actually want to wear all day, soft, supportive, and seriously flattering. Handful lifts without wires, flatters without flattening, and fits like a dream. Laura also found the amazing 30% off discount with code BUZZ at handful.com or just click the Handful link at morningbuzz.com/deals.
It's the Buzz 24/7 at morningbuzz.com.
This is unbelievable.
Now that's what's up.
As Scotty and I would like to say in a duel,
Pew, 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 pew. Pew, pew, pew. Pew, pew, pew.
that's our kind of duel right there. So we did the Facebook Live. We told you what was coming up here on the Buzz 24/7. Jimmy Dunn is here with us, and I'm going to hit admit to this little button on the Zoom window here, and I'm gonna welcome to the show. There he is, good-looking fella, ladies and gentlemen. Look at you, dude. You're rolling it out. Ladies and gentlemen, Pat Badger from Extreme and the Dark Desert Eagles. Is that your studio? Where are you?
This is my little humble home studio, yeah. You think I have a little problem with collecting guitars?
Wow. Scotty, I want to rotate. Yeah, come on over. You got to see it. Okay, you got to see it because Pat there were guitars lining the left and the right of him. Look at him.
Very nice.
I think you need a bigger office.
God, we missed you. Hey, we're joined by comedian Jimmy Dunn, two great local comedians out of New England, Pat Badger from Extreme and Dark Desert Eagles here with us. So how are you, buddy?
I've been fantastic, although I'm just getting over a cold, so I'm a little,
Yeah.
a little congested. We just got back from South America. We were out with, we did some festivals, and Extreme did some shows down in Brazil. And then, I don't know, I got a cold on the plane or something on the way home, so I've just been suffering a little bit this week. But I'll be ready to go this weekend. I'll be ready to
planes. Go. Yeah, I got a couple of shows. April 24th, are going to be up at Aura, a really cool place up in Portland, and also the North Shore Music Circus, on the 25th. So let me just tell you, you pissed me off, okay? Let's get this out of the way, okay? Got a little.
I gotta have a sip of my coffee.
But in a good in a good way. No, I'm not mean because I really love the guy because he honestly is, and we've said this before, nicest guy. Like you've been to the mountaintop, all that stuff. You rock hundreds of thousands of people. You're as down to earth as they come, and now he's doing the Eagles thing, and he's crushing that. And then he comes on with us, and he looks like he's got my dream room. Like it's lined with cool guitars and looks like gold records and stuff in the background. I'm very envious, but you have always been a great guy, and so I'm only pissed out of jealousy. That's all.
Oh, I appreciate it. No, it's a fun man cave up here. I can get lost up here,
Yeah.
So
do you just kind of go upstairs, or is this the room you go to when you're like, I just want to play and fart around and just play around?
This is where I do all my rehearsing, all my I do have, this is actually out back on my place. I have a little barn out here that I'm in.
Yeah.
But in the big house, I have a few guitars, but I usually don't play around the house. I usually come up here and just kind of tinker and play with new gear and that kind of stuff. It's fun.
Go ahead, Laura.
I hope you didn't kick out the alpaca to make yourself a room in that barn.
It's funny that you should say that because this used to be a small alpaca barn and we converted it into a studio.
Yeah.
I don't have any more alpacas, unfortunately.
I know you
Yeah,
don't,
we
and
knew
that's
that.
what I'm saying. I'm like, you kicked them out and you made yourself your own little office there. Poor
So,
alpacas.
I was watching the videos because I follow you, on social media. And I follow the band on social media, and we were talking about you and the band playing great places like, I don't know if it was Brazil. I thought it was Sao Paulo. I can't remember what it was, but I think
Sao Paulo is in Brazil.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's where you played this past weekend. I'm not sure, or last week.
Yeah, it was a couple of weekends ago. Yeah.
Okay, so I saw the video, and you were playing. I think you were opening for Guns N' Roses, and I don't know how big the place was, Pat, but it looked like 3 times larger than Gillette Stadium. Was that just the way it looked? Because it looked like you're playing, like, how many, 80,000, 100,000 people?
It was probably the equivalent of Gillette. Maybe it's the way it looked on that camera.
Okay.
But it was very vertical. There's the big balconies up there. So it maybe, but it was like 60,000 people.
Yeah. We
were fortunate to play with Guns and Leonard Skinner. Do you ever hear of those guys?
Never heard of them. Yeah. Probably an up-and-coming band. Very promising.
Yeah.
But what we were talking about was, so you've done it all, right? You've gone from the small clubs where you could see everybody in the crowd, and even the guy folding his arms who just isn't going to budge, and then on to the the 800 seat rooms, then 1,000, then 2,000, then 5, then the arenas. You go to 10, then you go to 18. But making that jump, right, to like 80,000, 85,000, maybe even more. What is that like? I know we might have asked you this before, but playing to a crowd on a stage that big, Pat, is got to be different. What do you do different than you would a smaller show?
It is absolutely different. But like you said, a lot of people always ask me like, oh, how do you get up on stage in front of those 50,000 people? And like you said, it kind of came in increments,
Sure.
like you just pointed out. Started in clubs, went to theaters, went to arenas, played some big outdoor shows, and then, playing a soccer stadium was kind of like the next level up. But honestly, we like the smaller ones that you can actually, interact with people in the crowd. When they get to that level, between the stage, the cameramen, then the barricades, and then the people are so far away.
Yeah.
That it's amazing to have like an ocean of people out there, but it's a different vibe than when you're like people are closer to you and singing along,
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
But the big jump, the time that it really hit all of us, I think, was and it just coincidentally was the anniversary of it yesterday when we played that Freddie Mercury tribute concert, which we always talk about.
Yeah.
That was a gut check time for all of us because we were just young guys from like Malden, Medford, Winchester, Hudson, Mass. And, we had the success with More Than Words and we were playing some big tours, arenas, but that was the first stadium show when we went on stage in front of like, I'd say maybe that was like 70,000 people, and it was televised and this whole thing with all these legends at this show, and that was the real kind of holy sheep moment that we were kind of like, that was a big deal for us. But so everything since then has been it wasn't quite as big as the Freddie Mercury.
Right. You can, just to be clear, like we're zooming this so you could say shit. I'm just,
Okay.
You're good. You're clear to go.
I remember watching the pay-per-view of the Freddie Mercury tribute show and seeing you guys, and that was one big crowd.
What's funny?
Yeah, that was insane.
As a fan, of not only you personally, but the band, and we've worked with the band many, many times, and we've got friends in the Pretty Reckless, and we know a lot of people now that we've met through the years. When you see somebody that you watched grow, right, from a band, it may sound weird, but it's totally 100% legit and honest. Like Scotty and I were talking about too, and everybody in the studio, you feel proud, like watching you guys. You know what I mean? Like the bands where there's people that we know, and then you get on a stage like that. I was watching that thing. You turned around and you faced the camera, and you were playing the bass, and Gary was out in front, doing his thing, and you're just playing, having a great time, and I'm like so proud of these guys. Is that weird? Because I feel like it's weird to say, but it's true to feel.
I think when you know someone, it is, it's a different vibe. Like, and also because we have the connection that we're from New England, I think a lot of people around here feel like, oh, we've done, hometown boys, done us proud kind of thing. So I think that's a great feeling whenever we come back to New England.
Hometown boys.
Sure.
Hometown boys. Jimmy's got a question for you.
I don't even think you have to know them, though. I just, if you were part of the process of being a fan as the band grows, you feel like you're in on it.
Yeah.
And so that's I think that's part of the pride too.
Yeah,
of course
that connection.
Of course we're all like, oh, that's New England. Those are New England guys. But if you're part of that thing all the way through, and now they're blowing up, you're like, wow, this is.
And you think about it being different than when we grew up, when we had the album and we pulled the album out, we read the liner notes, right, and we felt like we knew the band that way. Social media and the video and all the things that you guys do on social media is a whole nother level, right? It borderlines.
Back to the old way. I like the old way.
Yeah. It seems a little invasive. Like sometimes it can be too much. Like with what we do, which is much smaller than what you do, everybody knows everything. You know what I mean?
The good and the bad.
Which can be really cool, but it also can be really intimidating sometimes. Yeah.
Well, plus, I think especially musicians, all the bands that we grew up listening to, Zeppelin, Kiss, they all had like a mystique. And, we would see a static image of them or look through the concert, there would be a booklet inside of an album that you would stare at for hours.
Yeah.
And now it's like, okay, you look on Instagram and there's Gene Simmons talking to you and like, wait, you're not supposed to be a real person. You're supposed to be like a demon,
You're so right. You're so right. And I don't want to sound like the old guy, but there was a mystique to that was great, that made you want to love them more. It made you like almost untouchable. And now it's kind of, that mystique is kind of gone, but the
way gone.
The dedication to a band can still be possible. Roadkill has a question.
3 years ago, you guys put out an amazing album, 6. If you're working on new material, do you think it'll follow kind of like what you did on this last album? Because it was really different and really amazing.
Well, thanks for recognizing that album. I think we are working on stuff, and honestly, there's like a batch of probably 20 something songs. So we're kind of narrowing it down to where, you want an album to have some cohesiveness, and Extreme's obviously kind of known for having songs or styles on the record that are kind of all over the map. Sometimes. Sometimes that's, for our true fans, they love it, and other people get confused by it, I suppose. I think the next record we're trying to kind of hone in and have it be a bit more cohesive, I think. And so a lot of the songs have kind of a heavy element, almost like, I'd say probably the first few songs off of 6. I think so. We're going to do kind of more of a straight up real rock and roll heavy, hard rock record, not a lot of the kind of ballads and that kind of thing.
Gotcha.
Right. Jimmy?
What's that process like when you have 20 songs that you really like, and you have to decide which ones are going to make the cut? And have you ever had any real battles over, no, this one's got to be there and that one's not there?
Clearly, Pat, you got to go for the ones with the best friggin' bass line, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, right. Hey, as long as I get a couple of licks in there, I'm good. But, it really comes more down to the two main writers, Gary and Nuno, have to gel on some stuff. I mean, we all have input and say, usually we kind of agree on our favorites or ones that we'd say, okay, these go in this pile, these go in this pile. And then sometimes, you'll record more songs than you really need for an album, and then that's the birth of the bonus track.
Right.
You may have expectations for a song that it kind of doesn't come out or meet your expectations, and then other ones exceed your expectations and end up on the record that you didn't really know, or think might not make it.
Do you guys record a lot of your live stuff? Is there an archive of live performances for Extreme?
We have an album coming out, actually. We haven't released it yet, but it's all mixed and ready to go. But we had recorded one of our shows from the from the Thicker Than Blood tour, and we did it Paris, and it was like 2023.
Yeah.
And so it's been a while that, we finally had it mixed, getting the artwork done, and
cool.
It's coming out soon. Yeah.
There was something
awesome.
The Dark Desert Eagles shows, if you haven't seen them, are amazing because they basically become the Eagles of the 70s, and do you do any of the long run? Do you do any of those songs?
So the ones that we do off of that album are Heartache Tonight.
Yeah.
We do Those Shoes.
Yeah.
And let me think if there's any others. In the City.
I love all those songs. Those shoes that's one of my favorite songs on the record, by the way.
It's so much fun for me to do.
But they really do. They do such a great job, and it's really amazing to watch how big, tribute bands for that's basically, I think the right way to say it. Are you comfortable with that? It's an Eagles tribute band, yeah. And
Or the ultimate Eagles tribute.
The ultimate.
Nice.
I can testify. That's how good they are.
We're the self-proclaimed.
But see, people who can't see the actual band unless you go out and spend a lot of money to go to the Sphere, which I had a buddy who went 2 weeks ago, and if you're an Eagles fan, go see him. But on a local level, you can go to Aura in Portland, or you can go to North Shore Music Center. You guys have played everything from the Casino Ballroom to Blue Ocean, and see that music performed so well by musicians and singers like Pat that are so good that that's, for some people, that's as close they're going to get. Yeah.
Well, I think we're actually closer to the Eagles from the 70s than the current Eagles are.
Correct.
I don't say that cocky or whatever. It's just that the amount of personnel they have now, and all the things that they have going on. We actually try to portray the Eagles and play a set that you would, if you were to walk in to see the Eagles in an arena in 1977, that's what you're going to get. Obviously, with the exception of those few songs from the long run that we do, which came after that era. But we do the classic Eagles, and there's no solo hits, and there's nothing like that. It's just like straight up, Eagles' greatest hits, and the stuff off of Hotel California, and
Victim of Love. Great. There's so many. I can't even. For me, when we talk about the Eagles, and one of the things I mentioned, a cool bass line. the biggest song that I loved of the Eagles, and there's a million of them, but One of These Nights, because of that it got me right from the. It's probably my favorite Eagles song, and Seven Bridges Road.
Great one.
Seven Bridges Road is also good.
We'll touch on both those during the set.
Do you do any Joe? Do you do any of the Joe Walsh ones?
No solo stuff.
Yeah, we do.
You do?
Life's Been Good, because the Eagles actually did that stuff when he joined the band. But we do Life's Been Good. We do Rocky Mountain Way, and and In the City.
In the City.
Those are three that Joe sings.
I want to ask you a question, something that I talked about today on the show, and as a fan of music, I hope this doesn't sound crazy, but so yesterday I'm driving, and the song More Than a Feeling comes on, right? Boston. You've heard it a gazillion times, right? But every once in a while when I'm driving and I hear a song like that, I turn it up and I try to listen to it and remember what it was like the first time I heard it, you know? And so it's a song we've all heard a million times, and I kind of fall in love with it again. You know, it's like, holy crap, listen to that vocal. Listen, I mean, everything, even the claps, you know. Weird that claps are in a rock song, but the song is almost perfect. And I wonder if do you ever do that? Does a song ever that you've heard a million times ever hit you in a different way suddenly out of the blue? That ever happen?
I suppose if you don't listen to it for a while, and then like I still get the same excitement when I hear the first Van Halen record that I did when I was in high school. Like the however they captured the energy and you know, obviously the sounds and stuff. You know, I mean, it was groundbreaking at the time, and the Boston record is another one where it's just you said the word perfection. That record really is like from top to bottom. The songs, the production was way ahead of its time. Tom Schultz was a genius. Those certain albums I'll put on, and then there's other albums you put on and go, how did I used to like this when I was a kid?
I know. Same thing. Yesterday, driving, I heard Corey Hart's Sunglasses at Night, and I'm like, I can't even believe the song's a hit.
That's still a great song.
I couldn't stand it. But I will tell you, you talked about Van Halen. I remember the first time I heard it because it struck me. It was the post-prom party. Okay, 1978, post-prom party at some pond up in Milton, and some guy had his Krakow speakers on top of the car, Pat, and I heard the opening riff of Ain't Talk About Love, and I was sitting there hanging out with my date, you know, and all of a sudden, it wasn't my sister, douchebag. Okay, it was Judy. Her name was Judy, and I don't have a sister named Judy, and my head went up, and I'm like. I walk across to the beach to the car and stood next to the car
like Scooby-Doo
and listen to that friggin' song Ain't Talking About Love, and my mind was blown. That's how big that was when I first heard that song. Was there a song like that for you?
Well, as far as Van Halen goes, I was a little behind that because when the first album came out, I was only 10 or 11 years old.
Don't say best of both worlds. I'll punch you in the face. Because that meant you're like 25 years younger than me.
For Van Halen, the song that really like drew me in was Unchained. Like I had bought that album.
Yeah.
Like I'd heard it on the radio when that Unchained riff happened, and then I heard that thing of Mean Streets.
Oh yeah.
You know, like what is this? And then I ended up buying all the other earlier Van Halen records because I became a fan during the Fair Warning era.
Jimmy and I, David Lee Roth, that's your Van Halen, right? Nothing against Sammy. I love Sammy. I love his version of it. Scotty Roadkill, he's a Sammy guy.
Sammy all the way.
I can't knock Sammy, but you know.
I mean, I love Sammy. He's a friend of mine. I was at his birthday party in Cabo.
Come on. Hold on.
Not to drop any names.
No. I'm not going to call you out on that. I want to hear about Sammy Hagar's birthday party. That must have been insane.
So, yeah, I mean, he's such a good guy.
He is.
You know, we've known him for years because of, the Van Halen connection. And, I met him years ago. So we've always gotten along. And then I've stayed friends with Michael Anthony, which, again, was mind-blowing because I was just that kid in 1981 at the bar. garden, and now here, like, we text and stuff. And I'm like, if you had ever told me when I was a kid that I'd be friends with Mike Anthony like this, so yeah, Sammy, he has this annual birthday bash in Cabo San Lucas, and it's always been on my bucket list. And I've always wanted to go to this club. I've never been there before. It was like, again, the mystique of that whole thing.
Right.
So we decided to make a vacation out of it. We flew out. Obviously I got to be on the guest list because it's like a lottery system to try to get tickets or whatever. So we went out two couples and had great time on the beach. Had fun in Cabo, but the club itself is like, it's not that big, you know?
Right.
And there's an upstairs, dressing room. And so literally there's like a green room up there with a bar, all of his Santo tequila, because he's off the Cabo now. He's got the Santo.
Yeah.
And so there's a bartender just mixing up tequila. Everyone's doing shots, all the guys are in there. And then Mike says, come back here with me. And so we go to this other back room that's like kind of off limits from even like all the family and green room people.
Yeah.
And it's just a few amps and a drum set. And there's Kenny Aronoff playing drums.
Of course.
And there's Mike, Sammy, Vic, the whole band is there jamming. And they're going over the songs that they're about to play downstairs. And I'm like literally sitting there with Melanie, who's my fiance now, by the way.
Well, congratulations.
And so we're just sitting there, like just the two of us, like watching these guys play. And I'm like, this doesn't get old, this kind of stuff. This, differential treatment and hanging out with the guys that I grew up listening to, So it was a blast going to the party.
But see, that's one of the cool things too. You're still a fan, right? That's you want. What I love is people who still get joy out of what they do. Clearly you do. Clearly the band does. And that goes for the Dark Desert Eagles just as much as it does Extreme, right?
It does, I always I just enjoy getting up and playing music. And with the Dark Desert Eagles, it's so much fun because everyone knows every word to every song. We're all there just to celebrate such a great catalog of music.
Yeah.
When I am up on stage, I'm not thinking, oh, geez, I wonder how many, how much money am I making tonight or what? I do it because of the passion of it.
Sure.
And for fun. Like it's just, and you see people singing along and like reliving their youth and having that whole thing. It really is. It's like a freaking gift.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah. I do, when you meet like standing there and meeting the people that you meet all the time is really cool. I did, full disclosure, I did meet Sammy, and he's exactly like you said. I got to hang out with him. I had tequila, and I didn't even drink tequila, but I tried it, and it was awful because I don't drink tequila. But anyway, very nice guy. I kind of liken him to the rock and roll's Jimmy Buffett.
Exactly.
Like Zach. What's the guy? Zach
Brown?
No, yeah, Zach Brown is country's, Jimmy Buffett. I think that Sammy is rock and rolls, and it was at the Casino Ballroom, and he was playing with, I think, Chickenfoot. And so we're backstage. He's hanging out with us. We're having a great time. We're laughing. He goes, let's take a picture. I say, fine. He comes over and he puts his arm around me. I go to put my arm around him, and I go to put my hand over to his shoulder. Freaking horror show, man.
What happened?
My hand gets caught in his freaking curls of his hand. That dude has some tight curls, so I'm trying to go through, and my hand jerks his head, and I'm like, I swear to God, it's true. Horrifying moment, because there I am. I just want to be a smidge cool, and I'm denied at every turn. Pat, I'm never going to be cool. Never going to be cool. But he was cool. He handled it, and he laughed. So, all right, Dark Desert Eagles, the 24th and 25th at Aura, and then at North Shore. Are you playing? Are you doing the ballroom? You got any other gigs coming up, or is Extreme taking over?
I don't have anything this summer because Extreme's going to be so busy this year.
Yeah, right.
I wish we were, so if you want to see Dark Desert Eagles this spring or summer, it's really, this is the only chance because I won't be freed up until after in the fall sometime. Yeah. Extreme's about to go out on this run with Def Leppard in Europe and the UK, and then we get back from that and go right out with Motley Crue and Tesla for like 30 something shows. That lasts till late September. So yeah.
Well, you're coming. That's in New Hampshire, right? That's at Bank and H.
Guilford.
Yeah, Guilford.
Nice.
That's cool. That's cool.
We're also out at the Xfinity Center. If anyone else from Massachusetts,
there you go.
That's in, I guess, I want to say Guilford's late July, and then Xfinity's in August, early August.
Well, you've always been, you're always the best. You helped us out with our Lend a Helping Hand fundraiser earlier, and we haven't spoken yet, but that was, I think we raised over $360,000 to help feed people in New England. So thanks for helping with that. You're always awesome about that. Yeah, so it's awesome. But always good to see you, Pat, man. Really cool, and it's a cool setup. That's a cool setup you got going
thanks.
on.
Yeah.
How many you got? How many
guitars?
Yeah.
Well, right now I'm looking at, let's see, 3 acoustics. See, I got a 6-pack of guitars, 6-pack of basses, and then I don't know. There's like 12 or 13.
12 or 13, Scotty. 12 or 13.
And then I got a few over at Gary's house.
What you do?
Those are the ones I just said on the road. They're not even here.
You're like Kenny Aronoff. He's got drums all over the country.
I was going to say, it's like Roadkill, who has a secret area where his drums that his wife doesn't know about get put.
She knows.
Storage unit. Friggin' guy. His wife's like, you have 2 drum kits. Yep, honey, I've got 2.
Not the 6 that are in storage. 10.
All right. Hey, good to see you, man. Pat, thank you very much, as always, buddy. And good luck at the shows, and we'll see you down the road this summer.
All right, great seeing
buddy, you
Good
too.
talking to you all.
Thank you, Pat.
All right,
appreciate it. There he goes. Pat Badger of Extreme and the Dark Desert Eagles, everybody. He's a good guy.
Seems like
he's a good guy.
If you're an upcoming musician learning to play bass, follow that guy.
Yeah.
He is a very underrated bass player.
Yeah.
He when you go and you see Extreme, not only are you hearing the bass, you're feeling it. And that dude, brings the funk.
Yeah.
And I've always enjoyed. I just sometimes it blows me away because I went to a friend's house. They had the special cable service. We watched the Freddie Mercury Memorial Show, and I remember Extreme coming out, and they had like the biggest smiles, and you could just tell they were full of energy, and it was like. Years later, I'm talking to the guy who, he exits the stage, high fives Metallica, and they go up on stage. So cool.
It's pretty cool. It really is cool. Go see the show. It's April 24th at Aura, and that's up in Portland, a relatively new club, a couple years old, and North Shore Music Circus. I don't know why it's called a circus. But whatever.
It's called the North Shore Music Tent.
Well, it's a circus here, but whatever.
Circus?
I got sent some bogus stuff. Whatever. On the 25th, so go see it. But it's a great show.
Maybe they do balloon animals.
If you get a chance. All right.
It's all a circus now, man.
So we're gonna break, and if you are a Buzz Plus member, we got your bonus section.
Holy crap! There's more
coming up in just a little bit. Okay,
Holy
but
crap.
For those of you that aren't, if you'd like to be a Buzz Plus member, please do check it out. Go to morningbuzz.com. You get. Extra bonus segment of the 24/7. You get to watch the show completely commercial free on video. It's the only way you can watch the show, and you get some other things too. So check it out.
South Shore Music Circus.
Yeah, South Shore is the music circus.
I don't know.
North Shore Music Theater.
Okay, hold on. Let me just see here.
So
Let me see what they sent me. This is what
both.
they sent. Hold on. Let me look. I'm going to double check
They found
here.
the only circus is the South Shore.
It says.
No, I got the date right here. North Shore Music Theater.
Yeah, well, they wrote circus. Who sent this to me? So they were mistaken.
It's all a circus.
North Shore.
What a clown.
Whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
what a
back and
clown.
forth. I was like, is it South Shore or North Shore? One's a circus, one's a theater.
No, it's the
I know it's a
North
tent
Shore.
because I used to work there.
Yeah.
That was my first job.
Okay. Well, anyway, we got more on the Buzz 24/7 coming up. The bonus segment's coming up for the rest of you. Thanks for hanging, and we'll see you tomorrow on the show. We'll be right back.
It's almost Mother's Day, and that means it's time to start thinking about where, not if, you're getting flowers for your mom or the moms in your lives. And we have an amazing option on the deals page, Flowers Fast. They're amazing quality, and with our deal, there are no extra costs for same-day delivery. If you're a last-minute buyer like me, this is perfect for you. Remember Flowers Fast for any occasion, and get to that deals page at morningbuzz.com so you can get your same-day delivery option for no extra charge. Flowers Fast.
Week 3 of Kayla Buzz Trivia is underway. Enter to win amazing Buzz prizes each week at morningbuzz.com/win. Sponsored by Cozy Earth. Get 21% off using code BUZZ at CozyEarth.com or click the Cozy Earth link on our deals page.